It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Monday, the 10th of March. I'm Michael Groff. This could be a rather interesting video today. The C-clamp on the desk mount of the boom arm of my microphone broke yesterday. And so as a result, I have nothing to hold up the microphone except for my own arm, a human arm. So I'm basically doing this video one-handed today, kind of a flashback to how it was in college. So that should be interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. And of course, I don't have the windscreen on my microphone, so there's going to be some pops or what we call plosions on the microphone. We'll try to avoid that too. But regardless, getting into the weather, the weather might be just about as chaotic as all of that. Not for today, though. Sunny sky, beautiful day, temperatures above average, low to mid 80s for this afternoon. But yes, the weather pattern is changing once again, turning more active as we get toward tomorrow and for the rest of the week with a couple of weather systems moving through, increasing clouds, precipitation chances by late tomorrow night into early Wednesday. Breezy, windy conditions, some snow up north, rain around here, maybe some isolated thunderstorms. Then another system follows quickly on its heels by Thursday, a colder system bringing another round of rain, wind, snow, possibly somewhat lower elevation snow. And of course, rather cold temperatures, well below average. In fact, we might see afternoon highs 20 degrees below average again by later this week. Then the weekend looks pretty good, but could there be even more unsettled weather as we go into next week? We'll talk about that, plus that much hyped severe weather event that's expected across the Central Plains and the Southeast U.S. later this week and this weekend. Is the hype justified? Is it all nonsense? Is it somewhere in the middle? We will talk about that and everything else as we dive on in. First, the almanac from yesterday. This should be interesting. 76 degrees the afternoon high, or 78 degrees was the afternoon high. 50 was the morning low. 76 and 53 are the averages for this time of year. Outside now at 8:15 a.m. How about sunny sky out there? Beautiful start to the day. 55 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points 35. Humidity 47%. Wind from the east-southeast at 5. Barometer 29.87 inches and falling. Satellite picture out here across the southwest shows that upper low. Our next weather maker, it's off the Southern California, northern Baja coast. But as we put the satellite into motion, you're going to notice one thing. This feature is taking its dear sweet time to get on in here. It is just meandering, sauntering, stumbling its way to the east. But eventually it will come in here. But that won't be till later tomorrow. And we have had to adjust our forecasts a number of times to sort of reflect that the rain will take a little longer to come on into the southwest. All right, the watch warning map, we've got a lot of wind up across the northern plain states, eastern Montana, the Dakotas, high wind warnings. We could see some wind gusts, 55, 60 miles an hour up that way. Red flag warnings aplenty, high fire danger over the plain states with the gusty winds, low humidity, dry surfaces. You know the deal there. Also some red flag warnings for parts of southern New Mexico. Convective outlook for today, a little sliver of a marginal risk. That's level 1 out of 5 across central Florida. We might just see a few storms that produce some gusty winds and some hail down there. But let's turn our attention to what everybody's talking about, and that's that day 5 outlook. This is from SPC. They've got a 30% probability defined of severe weather for a good portion of Arkansas over toward Memphis, southeast Missouri. And the broader severe weather risk from East Texas all the way up into southeast Iowa and much of Illinois, just to the southwest of Chicago. And no doubt, the risk of severe weather is there. But the nature, how bad it's going to be, I mean, it's still very much uncertain. And then, of course, the day 6 outlook, again, that 30% zone for severe weather for much of Mississippi and Alabama. And again, the broader severe weather risk from southeast Louisiana all the way up to near Cincinnati. All right, let's get to the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix from about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch of rain, a little bit more up north. A couple of opportunities for precipitation will be with us, and maybe a third chance of some unsettled weather out just beyond this period. We'll talk about that plus so much more as we get to the models right now. Have a look at things, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS, the 06Z run. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Got an upper low over the southeast U.S. That's bringing some showers and thunderstorms to Florida and some of the adjacent areas. But there's our upper low, our next weather maker. It's off the California coast. We are under a shortwave ridge for today. So what it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today, sunny sky, warmer, highs low to mid 80s. Above average, but nowhere near record-breaking by any means. Tonight, clear sky. Overnight lows should drop into the 40s in the cool spots, low 50s or so in the urban core. And then for tomorrow, we'll actually start the day out, I'd say sunny to mostly sunny, as that low is just slowly coming our way. But increasing clouds will start to take place throughout the afternoon hours. And high temperatures here in Phoenix tomorrow should be a bit cooler. I'd say mid, maybe upper 70s. And the rain should hold off for most of the day. I actually think that most, if not all day tomorrow, the daytime hours should stay dry in Phoenix. I would say we have a slight chance of seeing some showers or isolated thunderstorms coming in by late tomorrow afternoon, but probably not till after 4 or 5 o'clock at least. And so the better chance of precipitation at that time will be further to the west, maybe southwest Arizona and much of southern California. But make no mistake, by tomorrow night, that rain is going to start to come in here. Now, one thing to note is that as that system comes in, we're losing the thermodynamic support. We're losing the heat of the day. So that's one bit of fuel that this low will not have with it. And so the threat of thunder is low. It's not zero, though, because this low still has some cold air aloft and some good mechanical forcing. So by tomorrow evening and overnight, Tuesday and into early Wednesday, showers and isolated thunderstorms will be possible. This system will be somewhat similar to that low which came through here last Friday. And so we bumped those rain chances up into the 80 to 90% bracket, pretty much categorical across southern Arizona. And there will be some snow up in the higher terrain. But by early Wednesday, once the sun comes up, that rain is starting to move out of here at that time. We could still see some isolated showers through the day on Wednesday. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And again, an isolated shower possible. High temperatures on Wednesday will be a bit cooler. I'd say upper 60s, maybe low 70s. But the next system is following quickly on its heels. It is colder. It is stronger. It comes in here by about Thursday. Now, in the morning, we'll have mostly cloudy sky, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. But the better chance of precipitation holds off and comes in after midday on Thursday. And this system, as mentioned, is stronger. It's got stronger winds aloft. It's got colder air aloft. So as a result, showers and some widely scattered thunderstorms will be possible. And any storm that develops with this system will be capable of some strong gusty winds and some small hail. Probably not severe, but still we could see some wind gusts to 40 miles per hour or so with the thunderstorms. And of course, gradient winds could also be just about as gusty with that, especially across northern Arizona. And those snow levels are going to start coming down with this feature. Now, how low will they go? That's the question. And maybe by Thursday evening, we could see some lower elevation snow, maybe down to 3,500 to 4,000 feet. So some of the higher peaks around parts of Maricopa County might just get a few snowflakes. And I've had some questions also about if we get thunderstorms, could they produce some, not just hail, but graupel here in the lower elevations? And I would say that's a pretty low threat. But once again, whether it's graupel, which is kind of that soft hail, it looks more like snow, it's kind of like a slushy snow look, or it's just hail, it doesn't really matter. The potential is still there for either of those, I suppose. With the strongest storms as this system comes through, it'll be a fairly dynamic, fairly strong system. And so we'll see rather widespread precipitation, not necessarily heavy, but a pretty good amount of precip, generally anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain with this. But understand that if you get parked under one of those thunderstorms, you could see a locally higher amount, and certainly again across central Arizona, the higher terrain north and east of Phoenix, heavier precipitation than that will be possible. All right, now on Thursday night, that system begins to move out. But understand, we also have that lunar eclipse later this week. And the question is, will these systems get on out of here fast enough for us to experience that? And it's looking a little iffy. I think we'll still have lots of clouds around. So we'll be able to fine-tune that forecast a little bit better. But right now, it sure looks like an obscured view is about all we can hope for. But clouds will slowly be decreasing overnight Thursday and into the early morning hours on Friday. The lunar eclipse takes place late Thursday evening, so I'm not sure. It'll be a close call on that. All right, Friday, partly sunny, maybe an isolated shower in the morning, but then I think decreasing clouds through the day and it'll be breezy and downright cool out there. High temperatures mid-50s to about 60. I dare say this will be the coolest day that we experience not only in this forecast period, but probably until next November or December. So, if you like those cool days, well, Friday's your jam. Get out there and enjoy it. Now, let's also talk about what happens with this system as it goes out into the Plain States, because that's the other big weather headline right now. You see, this low is going to be rapidly deepening, and that's why I do think a chance at a few showers is still maybe possible here on Friday, and we'll see some windy conditions through the day and good cold air advection. Look at that low. It's 974 millibar low that's moving into southern Nebraska by early afternoon on Friday. And there has been a lot of talk about how this low, as it deepens rapidly, will interact with the environment and trigger widespread severe weather. Well, I don't know about widespread severe weather. I guess we're going to have to see how it plays out, but I think the better diffluence with this really is going to be sitting just to the southeast and east of that low as it takes on a higher negative tilt. And that's not necessarily where the warmest and the most moisture is with this low. So no doubt we will see some scattered strong to severe storms with this, but how do they form? What does the configuration looks like? Will it be supercells, kind of discrete cells? Will it be a line? Will it be multiple lines of storms? Right now, we can't say for sure. Eyeballing it, I kind of think we'll see a few discrete cells, but mostly I think this is going to come together in the form of kind of a QLCS, a quasi-linear convective system, a big line of showers and storms eventually that develop. But that's not a for sure yet. We still have lots of time to watch how this plays out. But that's how it looks right now. And if we look at kind of the way the vorticity is, this is a strong low. Make no mistake. There's going to be lots of snow on the backside of this across Colorado, Montana, Wyoming, and maybe over parts of western Nebraska and up into the Dakotas. And it'll be windy. Really windy for a good chunk of the country with this. But again, I've seen lots of people on social media. Oh, this is one of the strongest lows I've ever seen. It's not. It's a whopper. It's a big storm. No question about it. But nowhere in historical context, this is not even close to the strongest low that there's ever been located across the Central Plain States. It's a good mid-latitude cyclone, though, and you got to respect that. But right now, I think the better severe weather threat really probably comes, maybe not so much on Friday, but Saturday. And let's talk about what's going on with this system. Now, one mitigating factor is this low is going to be rapidly moving off to the north and east. So the strongest wind fields with it are also going to be moving off to the northeast, and this low will start to kind of fill in. It will weaken a little bit, and again, the main dynamics kind of move north with it. But it looks like a secondary surface low is shown to develop by most of the global models somewhere over the southern plains or southeast U.S., anywhere from Arkansas to West Tennessee to Mississippi. Depending on where that low develops, that's going to generate another round of strong and severe storms. This run of the GFS kind of paints that in across Mississippi, a 997 millibar low somewhere not far from Jackson, Mississippi on Saturday afternoon. And if that's the case, the severe weather risk would mainly be for the Gulf Coast and perhaps shifting a little bit to the north and east across parts of southern central Alabama, Georgia, North Florida with time. But that's one idea that's on the table. If that low were to be a little further to the north and west, obviously a broader area of severe weather could be possible. Again, could it be one big line of severe storms? Would it be multiple rounds of severe storms? We don't know that. Nobody's going to be able to tell you that. And anybody that tells you otherwise, they're full of it right now. And there's a lot of these accounts on YouTube and on Twitter and all over Instagram that like to do that. They're into the engagement farming, and we don't do that here. We just try to tell you what's going on, what could happen, and keep it fairly realistic. So, but we'll be able to better define this as we get closer. And again, there's no doubt there will be some severe weather and all modes of severe weather possible. Large hail, damaging straight line winds, and some isolated tornadoes. And sure, a few of those tornadoes just might be strong tornadoes. Hopefully not, but hey, something that we have to watch for as we get to this weekend. Now for us, hey, this weekend is quiet. Highs low to mid 60s on Saturday. It'll be another cool day, but high pressure is building in, so we'll be back to around this low 70s or so by the time we get to Sunday. And that big low, it's now moving off to the east, just an old-fashioned frontal boundary that's moving east, and probably not much in the way of strong or severe storms, maybe an isolated strong storm with that as it continues to move east. But for us, we're just quiet. But look what's happening off to the west of us. Another trough is developing, and how's that going to interact with us? Well, let's keep going out to a week from today, Monday, the 17th of March, good old St. Patrick's Day. Got a ridge, a flat ridge developing over the southeast, and you've got a trough coming into the southwest or much of the western United States. So we'll start to turn breezy again. I think Monday, if this plays out as shown here, and I understand there is quite a bit of model spread that starts to happen out here as we go into next week. But if we take the GFS at face value, Monday would be kind of breezy. Temperatures would be still probably holding close to average, maybe just slightly below average. By Tuesday, that trough makes its way in here. Some isolated, maybe widely scattered showers would be with us. A little bit of snow possible up north. Again, this is not going to be as strong or as cold or as robust a system as what we have seen last Friday, tomorrow, or Thursday, but still a chance at some precipitation and cooler temperatures too. Look at this as we go out to Wednesday, the 19th. And the GFS kind of closes this off into an upper low and very slowly moves it eastwards. So we would still be with some unsettled weather and temperatures well below average if this is correct. Some of our other global models show a more progressive pattern, so maybe a chance at some rain early next week, but then quickly that moves out and we'll start to warm up again. Either way, we'll watch it. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble out through the 24th of March. The ensemble mean is about 2/3 of an inch. The European ensemble is up close to an inch. You got some individual members that are up in the 2-inch range. So again, model spread aplenty. And then temperatures off the national blend of models. Oh, we are warm today. It is printing out 84 degrees. Cooler tomorrow, cooler Wednesday. That high of 67 on Thursday is probably a little suspect. That may occur. I don't know. That might be a little overdone. Even Friday, it's got a high of 62, and I don't even know if we're going to make it to that. Really depends on the when the precipitation arrives and how cold that system is. But either way, then we'll see a warming trend for the weekend, and then next week again cooling it off. Once again, as there is a chance of precipitation. Looking at the cross section here, the ensemble mean, or the mean here off of the national blend of models, is about an inch of rain for us. So it also depicts a fairly wet, fairly active week ahead for us after today. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Good thing, too, my arm's getting tired. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll have a new desk mount. Oh, goodness. All right, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video and make those monetary contributions to us, $2, $5, $838,966.12. All of that and any amount in between, certainly encouraged. Or even better than that is if you donate to us via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal. And with equipment like this and with things that just sort of fall apart like this, we desperately do need those monetary contributions and for you to continue to support this channel, because it's not just this desk mount, It's not just this stuff. We're operating kind of on a wing and a prayer over here. We're using the handyman's secret weapon of duct tape. We're using chicken wire. We're using bobby pins and all sorts of things to hold this place together. All right, and a lot of hope. We got a lot of hope. All right, nothing wrong with that though. All right, anyway, the I'm showing this banner and I haven't even told you why yet, because as you know, the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is executively produced by the one and only, sweetest of all time, Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out her blogs, her videos, everything that could possibly be Michelle related. It is all linked up down in the description. Also, Michelle and Mike related, our streaming station available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music. We have a lot of fun over there. Give that a look. Give that a listen. Please, please, please. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please do be safe. And you guys have yourselves an absolutely beautiful rest of your Monday.